You know, it's funny how easily the internet can latch onto certain ideas, twist them, and spin them into something else entirely. Herobrine, yeah, you've heard of him, right? The creepy, blank-eyed figure lurking in the shadows of Minecraft. People say he's just a ghost in the game, a glitch, a figment of the community's collective imagination. But what if I told you there's more to it? What if Herobrine isn't just a ghastly entity, but something or someone much more real? Let me take you back to the origins of this story, because it's not what you think. The story we've all heard, that Herobrine was a ghost in Minecraft, haunting players, causing all sorts of strange, inexplicable events. Well, that's not how it started. The earliest accounts, buried deep in the internet's forgotten corners, speak of Herobrine as a person, a real person, and not just any person. Marcus Notch Person's brother.
Are you ready?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Fuck you.
Sam Shepard moved on?
His flesh and blood brother, Herobrine Person. Crazy, right? But stay with me here. Marcus Person, the mastermind behind Minecraft, is a household name in the gaming world. What do we really know about his personal life? About his family? Practically nothing. It's almost as if there's a deliberate shroud of secrecy around it, like something, or someone, is working hard to keep it that way. Here's the theory that's been whispered in certain circles. Marcus Person had a brother, Herobrine, who was deeply involved in the early development of Minecraft. Some say he was a real genius behind the game's most iconic features. But Herobrine had a dark side, an obsession with the game that consumed him, drove him to madness. And then, one day, he disappeared. Officially, he died under mysterious circumstances. But no one really knows what happened. The details are scant, the records are almost non-existent. It's as if someone wanted him erased, and that's where Hill and Knowlton comes in. Yeah, Hill and Knowlton, a notorious PR firm known for their involvement in some of the biggest cover-ups in modern history. The guys are professionals at manipulating public perception, at shaping narratives to suit their clients' needs. Many of you will be too young to recall, but there was an incident in the 1990s, the Gulf War babies in incubator saga, the so-called Naira testimony. Back in 1990, during the lead-up to the Gulf War, a young girl named Naira testified before the US Congress that Iraqi soldiers had removed babies from incubators in Kuwait and left them to die. It was a horrifying story, one that galvanized public support for the war. But here's the kicker. It was all a lie. Naira was the daughter of the Kuwaiti ambassador to the United States, and her story was fabricated, part of a PR campaign orchestrated by Hill and Knowlton to sway public opinion in favor of military intervention. So, astroturfing. It's a term you might not be familiar with, but it's central to this whole rabbit hole. Astroturfing is the practice of creating the illusion of grassroots support for a particular idea, policy, or product, when in reality it's all being driven by a carefully orchestrated campaign. It's fake grassroots synthetic public opinion, and Hill and Knowlton are masters of it. They astroturf the Herobrine meme, flooding the internet with stories, posts, and videos that painted Herobrine as a ghost, a glitch, anything other than the real person he was. But why? Because Marcus Person needed to bury the truth about his brother. He needed to make sure no one ever found out that Herobrine was real, that he was deeply involved in the creation of Minecraft, and that his death was shrouded in mystery. Hill and Knowlton stepped in to help him do just that, creating a smokescreen that redirected attention away from the truth. But here's the thing. No matter how deep you bury the truth, it has a way of clawing its way back to the surface. Take, for example, the death certificate. Yes, you heard me right. Herobrine Person's real death certificate was recently located at the regional archives in Sweden. For years it was thought lost in the bureaucratic shuffle, and that it was potentially filed under a different name. But somebody has found it. The details were chilling. Herobrine's cause of death was listed as undetermined, though noting that signs of extreme psychological distress were present. There was no official investigation, no follow-up. It was as if the authorities were told to look the other way. And then there are the development logs. Early versions of Minecraft source code, now almost impossible to find, contain strange, unexplainable lines of code attributed to a mysterious user, known only as HP. At first, people assumed it was just a coincidence, but as more and more evidence came to light, it became clear that HP was in fact Herobrine Person. His fingerprints are all over the game's early development, but you won't find any mention of him in the official history. It's like he was erased, wiped clean from the record. There's also the peculiar testimony of a former Mojang employee who claimed to have seen early builds of Minecraft that contain elements so disturbing that they can no longer be located in the final shipped version of the game. He spoke of hidden rooms, encrypted messages, and entities that shouldn't have existed. This employee, let's call him Anders, disappeared shortly after making these claims. Officially, he moved to another country, started a new life. Unofficially, however, some believe he was silenced, coerced, paid off, or worse. And that's not all. There's an entire subculture of players who've dedicated their lives to uncovering the truth about Herobrine. They found strange, encrypted files buried deep within Minecraft's updates. Files that weren't supposed to be there. Files that reference Herobrine, not as a ghost, but as a real person. They've even tracked down old forum posts from Marcus Person himself, posts that were deleted years ago, where he talks about his troubled brother, his genius that came at a terrible cost. But here's the thing about astroturfing. It works because it plays on our natural tendencies, our natural desires, and our cognitive biases. We're wired to go along with the crowd, to believe what everyone else believes. When you see 1,000 posts, 1,000,000 memes, all saying the same thing, that Herobrine is just a ghost, just a myth, it's easy to fall in line. It's easy to dismiss the idea that he could be real, that he could be someone who lived, breathed, and died. But once you start digging, once you start connecting the dots, the picture that emerges is far darker, far more unsettling than any ghost story. Herobrine isn't just a ghost in the game, he's a ghost in the past, a shadow of something that should never have been lost. His legacy is buried deep within the code of Minecraft, hidden behind layers of misdirection and cover-ups, but it's there, waiting to be uncovered. So, next time you see Herobrine in-game, don't just shrug it off as a glitch. Don't laugh it off as a meme. Remember that there's a real story behind it. A story that's been buried, hidden, but never truly forgotten. Herobrine was real, and his story is darker and more tragic than anyone could have imagined. And maybe, just maybe, he's still waiting for the truth to come out too.